Hello and welcome to Funny Science Fiction, the live edition. Hello. Welcome to Funny Science Fiction, the live edition, the podcast that made Optimus Prime want to be a Decepticon.
And in this corner, standing 6'3". Before we get into tonight's show, we need to say our thanks to our show partners, River City Tees and Level Up Lightsabers.
All right. First up, River City Tees.
With over 700 designs to choose from, River City Tees has something for everyone. Need some new nerd merch? River City Tees has you covered. Need funny or sarcastic designs? River City Tees has you covered. Are you looking for a new logo or custom design? Whether you need 1 or 100, River City Tees has you covered. With multiple colors and options for each and every design. With things to choose from like shirts, hoodies, phone cases, coffee mugs, and so much more. Be sure to follow River City Tees on Facebook and Instagram. If you do, you'll get the latest on designs and information about upcoming sales. River City Tees. Let's make a shirt together.
And let's just, I'm over here dancing again. It happens every week.
Yeah, I got that too. No worries.
Aw, hello, you beautiful nerd fan.
What's up, Will? That's Wise from Stuck in My Mind podcast. Great show. Of course,
Jason Taylor
from Three Geeks. What's up, Jason? How you doing, buddy? Okay, that's our buddy. My brain just went blank.
Well, if you don't know, I don't know.
I know him. That's the thing. That's the worst part, and I feel really bad. I can see his wife's name is Julia, and now all of a sudden, Mike, it's Mike.
Oh, he did it.
Reel it in. See what he did. Cane and pull. Reel it. Okay. Anyway.
All right. Well, that was
my buddy Michael. That was my buddy Michael Teeter. So,
you were also beautiful, Jason.
Jason's always beautiful.
Oh, the man love is so strong over there tonight. I love it.
But we got one more video.
We do.
We do, but
I
I know. But even after that little song, I still like the fact that autocorrect called you guys wads. Okay. So just saying. And into the video.
like the coolest. But anyway, links for both of those can be found in the show notes and comment section. I already saw them up on the screen. Look at Tim being efficient tonight.
Look at me, all
Yay.
Efficient like, and
can't remember people's names, but he can remember put links in the comment section.
It only took you a year.
I'm pseudo efficient. Pseudo efficient. All right, guys.
Better than most of us, so it's okay.
Want to ask you to remember to do what the banner down below says down there, and remember to click like and subscribe. It's a big help to us here on the show, as it helps us grow here, but also it helps us to attract more guests for our pre-recorded episodes. Every Friday, you'll see some trailers for that at the end of the show tonight. But if you want to help continue if you want to help continue to support us, I'll get the words out eventually. If you want to help continue to support us, you can always go to buyacoffee.com and you can buy us a coffee with that link right there down in the show notes. That right there helps us to be able to afford to continue to make content for you guys to enjoy. And trust me, we have some killer, and I do mean killer, interviews coming up that you guys are not going to want to miss. I have almost a permagrin thinking about some of the people that are coming on the show. We're very excited about them. And Wise, yes, you do need the wife to buy you a lightsaber. You also get a year of free training with many of the lightsabers that are bought from Level Up. So make sure that you get that too. You'll be a Jedi Master in no time.
I
So
really should have finished watching this way sooner than right now. Sorry.
If you're wondering, Kathleen's been catching up on Moon Knight, and she's finishing up the end of episode 4, where the crap all hits the fans. And
Sorry, like we're actually getting into the show, and I'm like, why is there a hippo? I'm good. Got this.
it's okay. I did the same thing. I honestly, I think everybody did the same thing. Wait, what? There's a hippo? Why?
I mean, I was. We'll get into it. We're good.
Oh, Jason.
We'll take you.
We'll talk about it. There's a probationary period. Nick still hasn't cleared it, but we're working our way through it.
Wait, if Nick hasn't cleared it, I'm screwed.
So,
Silence. Nothing.
I wasn't going to bring that one up, but
So speaking of interviews, our guest tonight is the ever so popular Invisible Man.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, he's feeling a little hoarse tonight and can't speak. So
I was wondering where you were going with this. I'm like, wait, what?
Does he have something that we don't?
Right. That's why I'm like,
he can only be seen by me.
You know, that's probably
is he here with you now?
a
He is.
psychiatric disorder. Have you decided to seek the help of a therapist? Probably not the ones in Moon Knight. But anyway.
Will's looking forward to Wednesday. I am too. There's a lot going on with Moon Knight. I'm curious to see where the crap we're going with this. But hey, we'll get to that in just a minute here.
But yeah, if we don't have any guests, you just have us. So, suckers.
So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. There's so there's so much to cover about little Sebastian. Parks and Rec. Little Sebastian was invisible. Yeah. So anyway, hey, if you have comments about Moon Knight, you have thoughts about Moon Knight, put them up in the comment section. If you're talking to us on Twitch, we'll see those comments. If you're talking to us on YouTube, we will definitely see those comments. And if you're talking to us through our Facebook group, hi guys, and make sure to give StreamYard the permission to use your name and image so that we can know who we're talking to. Otherwise, you just show up on the screen as the lovely Facebook user. We love Facebook user, but we like to see names and faces too, so it's a little easier. All right, so Kathleen, you just got done with it, so I'm going to put you right on the post here.
All right.
So
I have no freaking idea what's going on. I feel like this would have made more sense if I had been watching it immediately post-surgery last week.
The good drugs would have kicked in. You've been like, yeah, no big deal.
This is fine. Everybody sees the hippo.
So I don't mind what they did, but I mind where they put it. They really needed to end the episode 10 minutes earlier.
Oh, you're talking about where he gets shot and falling into the water.
That's where they should have ended that episode. I would have been perfectly fine. But once they did that transition, I was losing interest really fast. Because I'm like, this is just saying throw everything you know out the window.
Right. I feel like that could have been the start of episode 5 way better. Because that would have thrown you into the confusion immediately.
Which is fine to be confused at the beginning of an episode.
Right. I mean, I kind of like the cliffhanger-ishness, but also...
It wasn't that effective of a cliffhanger, though, as him getting shot. And you're like, wait, what?
Is he dead? What's going on? Yeah.
Right. You just shot the main character of the show?
Sorry, Jason, if we should put a spoiler warning.
Yeah, he muted us.
Oh, okay.
Well, so here's the thing: is that Marvel had especially in these MCU, shortened series, they have kind of a trend. When they get to episode 4 in every series, that's where they kind of hit the peak of the roller coaster ride. Right before, there's some type of cliffhanger. There's some type of tonal shift to the shows. What's going on? I believe it in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's where U.S. agent loses his mind and it becomes Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different things going on. But I think that this is kind of keeping in trend with that. But I still think, and I tend to agree with you, Nick. I think they could have cut it off at the him getting shot. Started off episode 5 with all this stuff at the mental institution, and you still would have had the same effect of a cliffhanger and the question and the tonal shift of the show coming out of episode 4
Yeah.
going into episode 5. But I think this is only what, a 7 episode.
I think it's only 6.
Is it only 6?
I think so.
Check.
All right, Kathleen, get those Google fingers going.
I have the
But
internet
yeah.
at my fingertips.
Look at her go with the interwebs. But yeah, if it's only 6, that's even worse, because now we have 2 episodes that they have to cram a lot into, because there's a lot of questions. What exactly is, going on here? Are they introducing another portion of his personality? I think it's Jake Lockley, I think is how it's pronounced.
Right.
He's supposed to be like a New York City cab driver with a very aggressive personality.
And
I say supposed to because I know about this much about Moon Knight. I'll be completely
It
honest.
looks like there's only 6.
I
Oof,
had to
it's gonna be rough.
look up. I had to watch somebody else's video and be like, okay, give me a breakdown here.
Right.
Yeah.
And I liked a lot of the connections that they made. And I feel like I need to go back and rewatch it, knowing what I know with those connections.
Oh, agreed.
And I was like, okay. And they did a lot with the cinematography and making different things.
Yeah, I think that there's. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. That was John Wass says that was definitely Jake in the red sarcophagus. I completely agree. That thing was bouncing around and shaking around, and the other two didn't go open it, which also makes me wonder if they're trying to suppress that personality.
And we didn't get to see Jake yet, but we have seen Jake in a way.
Right, we've seen the results of Jake.
Yes.
So,
And
on the top of the roof there,
mhm.
where I think it was Steven kind of, he didn't want to fight and he kind of spaced out, and he comes back and he's blaming Mark for it, but Mark is not taking responsibility.
Right.
I think it was Mark who blacked out.
Oh, was it?
It's
Okay.
hard to keep track in the system.
It is, because there's a lot of bouncing around and keeping track of which part
I
of
have
his
no trouble
psyche
with
was
my
doing
own personality.
personalities, plural.
Not diagnosed yet, Tim.
Yet.
Yeah, so I thought it was Mark who blacked out, because you're like, wait, why would Steven do that?
Right.
And I thought it was...
See, I thought it was Steven who blacked out and Mark did the fighting, and then it came back to Steven, and Steven was like, Mark, what did you do? And Mark's like, what are you talking about? It wasn't me. And they're blaming each other. And so I didn't even think of Jake at that point, because again, my Moon Knight knowledge goes back to Marvel Ultimate Alliance, where you got to use him as an unlockable character.
Up, down, left, right, A, B, A.
I have absolutely no idea going into this who Moon Knight is or anything about him, and it's weird.
And it is interesting. I didn't realize this, but at the end of every episode, it shows you different phases of the moon.
Right.
Yeah. And so we are in waning gibbous or something like that. Like
Just
kind
the
of
little sliver.
no, the opposite side of that. Whatever that one's called. But it's like
Okay.
the weakest point of the moon. So this is kind of like his weakest point in the show.
Yeah, I saw that too, but I also had a little bit of a distraction at that time when that part of the review video that you sent through.
So we are waning gibbous.
Yes.
Okay.
Because instead of the crescent, we're at the other end of it.
Other end of the crescent. Okay. So the crescent is the shadowed part. Yeah, gotcha. Words.
John says, okay, but a Moon
Wow.
Knight and Deadpool team up like a buddy cop movie gone horribly, horribly wrong could be pretty entertaining.
That could be
It-
fun.
It couldn't be. It would definitely be very entertaining. Because so Moon Knight going between like all 73 of his personalities, and Deadpool just wise assing everywhere. It just, yeah, that could be
That
that
would
could
be
be a lot of
amazing.
fun. That could be a lot of fun.
Huh.
So
Yeah, no, I'm totally like, because I legit have no preconceived notions of this character. It is very much the okay, so that's a thing that happened. I guess I'll find out on Wednesday what that means. Maybe. But
So
Ethan Hawke freaks me out. Like, majorly freaks me out. And it's weird. And I don't like him. And I also have issues trusting anybody wearing Crocs. But
with glass in them
blah!
specifically. Okay, so I want to talk for a minute about the hippo. Okay, who it's an Egyptian god. It's a goddess rather of fertility and childbirth, and I'm going to pronounce this name horribly wrong. I think it's Tauret,
something like that.
Tauiret, or something
I
like
don't
that.
know.
Anyway,
The
I
ancient
don't.
Egyptians can come back and get you for it.
That's also so. She's supposed to have the appearance of a hippo, arms of a lion, tail and legs of a crocodile. I don't understand her purpose in the story, and I'm hoping that that's going to get explained in episode 5 because
when I was watching kind of like that recap like explanation,
yeah,
they were saying how this could be the psychic realm in the Marvel universe. You know how like Professor X, he ends up in the, what was that called, at some point, and he gets pulled out of that. So, and even they made references earlier in the movie to the hippo as well, in the first episode. And then they also made reference, like the little girl was talking about him being in the weeds or going through the field of weeds.
right.
And so that was also kind of metaphorically saying he's kind of in like a limbo type of thing.
There's
Okay.
also that she used her abilities to assist the dead in making their way to the afterlife safely through the dangerous mountains of the West. So if she's guiding them,
maybe somebody's dead. Okay, I don't get it.
I mean,
guess
he
we'll find
did get
out.
shot.
Well, yeah, twice in fact. But we've referenced it a lot, so I wanted to put this down into the comments. And so here's the video that we're talking about. This is the video that both Nick and I watched. I don't know if Kathleen's had a chance to watch it yet.
I have not yet.
But this is by a group here on YouTube rather called New Rock Stars. We've been referencing their video, talking about their video and how we watched it for some of our information tonight. So just in full disclosure and making sure that they get credit for the work that they did. That is from New Rock Stars. So go check out that video and give them a subscribe. I mean, they have 3.67 million subscribers. I don't think they could share some of those with us. I'd be cool with that. Just, like 50K. They don't have to give up a ton. Just like 50K. Just give us 50K.
Just a few.
Heck, I'd take 1,000 of them. So anyway, but yeah, so go check out New Rock Stars, and they've got a lot of cool reviews. And then also we've got our buddies over at Screen Crush, so go check them out as well. There's a lot of Easter eggs that need to be watched for these videos because he catches them all. They're fantastic.
So I'm looking at articles trying to figure out what this hippo god has to do with anything, and this is actually an Esquire article of all things. But I've been covering the Disney Plus umbrella, Marvel, Star Wars, and all of that long enough to know one essential truth about each and every film or TV that the Mouse House gives us. There will always be a sudden and incomprehensible debut of a non-human character. Mandalorian had the Frog Lady. Loki had Alligator Loki, swiftly followed by Frog Thor. Now Moon Knight has and forever will have the Hippo God.
I want it to be wrong.
All hail the Hippo God.
I want him to be wrong, but that's far too accurate, actually.
Oh yeah, it really is. But
okay, so let's go with some quick theories. What do you guys think is going to happen? Looks like I got nothing.
I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna go, other than somebody needs to kill Ethan Hawke's character.
Although, fun fact, they did film part of it in the same spot they filmed Indiana Jones.
Yeah, they did.
Ooh.
Yeah, in for the Last Crusade down in Jordan. So here's what I'm thinking. I also saw a video with Ethan Hawke talking to I think it was Jimmy Fallon. And so Jimmy Fallon's kind of, busting his chops a little bit, kind of pushing him for some tidbits. And he would neither confirm nor deny that we're going to see Blade in this episode or in this series. He like kind of looked one way and he made a comment, and then he looked the other way and he kind of raised his eyebrows. And so he's trying to play it off, but would neither confirm nor deny. He denied the fact that the Incredible Hulk would somehow be involved in this. Because that was one of the questions that Jimmy Fallon asked. And he also asked if his character, was it Harrow? How you pronounce it? Harrow or Harrow? Anyway, is a anagram or a not an anagram, but a misdirection for Dracula. And he's like, that would have been really cool. I would love to have been Dracula, but it's not that. But he would neither confirm nor deny that that Blade was going to be involved. I think we're going to see Blade, and I think we're going to see the Black Knight from the end of what we saw at the end of Eternals. I think we're going to see something from them, even if it's just a small snippet in these last couple episodes of Moon Knight, leading up to the May 6th release of Doctor Strange. And then we'll see more of them in there, I do believe. So let's see. John says, my theory, Mark/Steven is going to release all the Egyptian gods that are imprisoned in stone with whatever results from that.
Which cannot be anything good. Egyptian gods are not to be messed with.
Right. Well, and if you remember, if you look at that back wall where the last few remaining that weren't encased in the stone, that wall was full of those little statues. I know they have another name, but I can't think of them right now. But yeah, they're full. That wall is full of those little statues. So if going with John's theory, that leads to, again, something else that could be brought up in the, in Doctor Strange too, because that's going to release some serious madness, because that's uncontrolled chaos at that point. So that could be interesting.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Any other thoughts on Moon Knight before we move along, or?
I got nothing else other than the fact that 2 Oscar Isaacs on screen was a bit much.
So another fun fact: one of them was subbed in as one of him was his brother at one point, like when they physically hugged.
Oh, okay.
They look similar, but slightly different height. Ever so
interesting.
But
only slightly disappointed that neither one of them dressed up like Poe Dameron at some point. Just saying. Just throw it out there. Let's see. And then John also says, and then Gore the God Butcher can come to Earth and hunt Egyptian. Ooh. Interesting.
So what's actually going to happen is they're going to do a Star Wars Marvel crossover.
I'm here for it.
The other personality is Poe. So
I'd be so here for that. I'd be, yep, just give me the popcorn and my soda and let's go. Put it up on the big screen. Let's make it happen. I'm a big enough Star Wars nerd for that. I could sit there giddy like and watch it. All right, so that gives us some good theories, some good thoughts to go on into episode 5, where none of us have a freaking clue what's going on.
I'm guessing they don't have a clue what's going on in episode 5 either.
Oh, I think that they've got a plan. It's just, I remember when watching WandaVision and watching Loki with episode 4s, I was completely lost and thought something stupid, this was going to be stupid. It was going to end poorly. And then episodes 5 and 6, 7, whatever it was, ending out those series, they ended on a high note. They took that plot twist turn and took it into something good. So I'm hoping, of course, that they can do the same thing here with Moon Knight. I've enjoyed the show thus far. I've just been horribly confused about it because,
because it's horribly confusing.
because it's totally confusing and I don't understand, especially because I don't understand really Egyptian mythology.
I don't think
Oh,
the Egyptians understood Egyptian mythology, Tim.
no, they didn't. That's why Alexander the Great tried turning it into Greek mythology, a mix. But I do love this comment. I had to bring it back up on the screen.
I'm encouraging him.
So the Predator could start to show up in Star Wars. I don't think we're meant to see him. All right.
I hate to bring this up, but aren't the Muppets part of Disney too?
Yeah.
So basically, we could have the Predator and the Muppets.
Oh. So there's that. All right, let's move along to next section of the topics that we wanted to cover tonight. So we've had a couple of movie releases this year that have grabbed people's attention for better and or for worse. It seems like Jared Leto has done his best to destroy yet another movie franchise.
Which one did he destroy?
Morbius.
Oh,
I personally haven't watched it. I have no interest in it. I am not a
You
Jared
are
Leto.
Anti-Jared Leto, though.
I'm not a Jared Leto fan. He
See,
screwed up the Joker. I want nothing to do with the man. Anyway,
I struggle with that one because I liked that version of Joker for that scenario. Like, that is not at all my favorite Joker. But I thought for the feel of Suicide Squad, that was okay.
I'll go back to saying I only okay with it if it's Jason Todd's version of the Joker. But I don't think it is, even though I think it's a possibility. And
oh gosh,
Gonzo. Oh jeez.
But no, I mean, like,
you and Max should start a podcast hating on Leto. Deal. Me and Notepad and Pen Guy can talk about our hate. Max, we're gonna do it.
No, I just for Suicide Squad, I did not mind it. If they were to put that version of Joker into a Batman movie, no, I would hate it. That would be horrendous.
So speaking of Batman,
they kind of did with Justice League. Just saying.
That doesn't count.
It counts.
No.
Anyway,
the horror.
Anyway, Nick, what were you saying before you were so heinously interrupted by Kathleen?
Speaking of Batman, there's going to be a Batgirl. Movie.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the cast, and I'm like, huh, interesting. Leslie Grace is going to be Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Fraser as Firefly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Isn't Firefly a bad guy?
Yes.
I don't think I've seen Brendan in a villain role.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
And here's what I thought was really fun. Michael Keaton is coming back as Bruce Wayne.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, he's definitely a super villain. So I'm curious to see.
Yes, Jason, I have been under a rock. In fact, as I was looking up upcoming movies, I was like, "Oh, this one, and this one," and they all happen to be in the theater right now.
Yeah, I was doing that too, and it's right.
So
there.
I happened to look ahead to make sure I wasn't talking about movies that were coming out or already had come out. Other than to mention, I hate Jared Leto. And so there's been the demise of Morbius with Jared Leto. And then there's been the Batman movie, which has done really rather well. And Robert Pattinson has done really rather well.
On the watch list, haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. So, so we've had some highs. We've had some very, very lows.
Although,
but we've got some real good ones coming.
We do.
Although what?
100,000% excited for Lightyear.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. That comes out on June 17th.
There's one coming out in July that I'm actually ridiculously excited for too.
Okay. Which one?
Minions: The Rise of Gru.
Okay. I saw that one.
Because Despicable Me has been a big thing in our house lately. My daughter has discovered the joy of Minions, and so the idea of there being another Minions movie makes me very happy because she'll enjoy it, and it'll be something other than Sing 2 to watch. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Sing 2. It's a great movie. I just have seen it 14 times already.
Actually, so animated movies, since we're all mentioning an animated movie, one of the ones that I'm most looking forward to is the DC League of Super Pets, with being voiced by
cool.
Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, and yeah, that looks hysterical to me.
As long as none of the animals die, I will watch it.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's an animated movie made for kids. I don't think they're going to kill off any pets.
Can't guarantee that.
Look, it didn't say DC Super League of Marley and Me, okay?
Nope.
Too soon.
Always.
Another animated one is a Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
I'm so excited for these. So excited because I love Into the Spider-Verse, and now we have Across the Spider-Verse, and it's coming in 2 parts. And yeah, you know, the only thing I worry about, in all honesty, is that this is going to sound really stupid, but I'm worried that the soundtrack won't be as good as it was for the first movie, because that first movie was awesome.
Your problem with it?
I don't have a problem with it yet. I'm just hoping that I won't have a problem, because I really enjoy. Okay, Into the Spider-Verse is an amazing soundtrack.
Choking on my chilies, laughing at you.
Yeah, well, slow down there. But yeah, I'm just worried that it won't be as good. Like, okay, so frankly, I worried about that between Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, because the soundtrack for 1 was so good. I was worried that they wouldn't be able to duplicate it with 2, which they did. I have both of them on vinyl. It's awesome. I love listening to them. Into the Spider-Verse was really good. I'm afraid that Across the Spider-Verse will be, you know.
You know what I think is going to have a really good soundtrack, though? Love and Thunder. I really think the Thor Love and Thunder is going to have a good soundtrack.
Oh, that's going to be an amazing soundtrack.
I am stupid excited for that movie, too.
Oh, yeah.
They better absolutely use AC/DC's Thunderstruck. Have they used Thunderstruck yet?
No, they used. I'm still surprised on Ragnarok they got to use Led Zeppelin, which was awesome.
What is the in the trailer, though? I was just watching it and I cannot come up with
Sweet
the name. Sweet
Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I thought was an interesting choice for the trailer, but also I'm ridiculously excited for the movie.
Yeah, I think that it has to do. Well, they started using it because it was showing Thor going through the ages.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it had a lot to do with his mom, and you know, he was the sweet child, and
right,
all that stuff. So I think that there's a lot there, and I am actually really, really super excited to see Jane wield Mjolnir.
Oh yeah,
and I want to see her just, yeah. I want to see her just tear it up. I'm excited to see her and Thor fighting side by side.
Yes,
him with Stormbreaker, her with Mjolnir. It could be cool.
I love Jane. I mean, anything Natalie Portman's in, I'm gonna like. But
so
because she's amazing.
I feel like this movie's been coming out for the last 15 years. Avatar 2 is supposedly actually coming out this year.
I will believe it when the blue people are on screen.
It's supposed to come out December 16th. Yeah, it's supposed to come out December 16th, but that has been, you know, delayed and then delayed and then delayed. And I at this point, since we already talked about Guns N' Roses, I think they just needed to call it Avatar 2 Chinese Democracy, because there's a select few people in the chat who will get that reference, and I did it just for them. And in other words, John, I made that joke for you.
I was going to say that the cackling is happening. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in like 2012. Yeah, absolutely it was. So if it happens, I'll be surprised. Fern Gully in space too dances with space wolves. You know, it's not that often that we could pull an awesome Fern Gully reference on this show, but when we can, by golly, John, thank you for a good Fern Gully reference. Let's see. One of the other movies, of course, there's Doctor Strange coming out next month. We've already referenced that.
That's like
Um,
next week.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like it's that close, so I feel better if I say it's next month.
I mean, technically they're the same thing, but
I don't know, but I like my version better.
I think there was
Doesn't feel like the year is going flying by so far.
I think there was a meme in our group where it was like, "Hey, I have a doctor's appointment on May 6th."
Showing up to the theater next to your boss, yeah. Let's see. In June on June 10th, Jurassic World Dominion. I'm excited for that.
Yep.
To see it's supposed to be the closeout of Jurassic World and Jurassic Park.
I hope so.
Right. Marrying it all together, bringing back some of the Jurassic Park characters and bringing them in, and yeah, I'm worried that if it's not the last one, we're going to go fast and furious on this thing real quick.
And fortunately, there's a 10 coming out this year.
Oh God, yeah, isn't it in space?
I don't know. I stopped paying attention after 6.
All right, so Jason Taylor's in the chat. He's our resident Fast and Furious expert, and I think that I don't know if he was serious about that, but I could have swore he made a joke about it being in space, and maybe he was just doing that to pick on me, but it's entirely possible. So Jason, I'm gonna need you to clarify. Do you know that one's in space or not? Let's see. We've also got some really cool DC projects coming out this year. One in October, one in December. In October, we've got Black Adam with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock as Black Adam. Other than a few promotional images, nothing's really been shared about the movie yet. We don't know anything about it other than its release date, no trailers, no nothing other than a promotional image here or there. And then in the same date when Avatar 2 Electric Boogaloo is supposed to release, we should be getting Shazam 2 Fury of the Gods. So I'm hoping that this one has a little bit more serious tone to it. It's a little faster paced. I like Shazam 1, but it's interesting.
So I don't know how accurate this is, but on Google, along with all the other movie releases, there's supposed to be a Mario movie with Chris Pratt and Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, Charlie Day, Seth Rogen.
It's been rumored for a while. I don't know if it's actually happening.
According to IMDb,
I think this is the one that Jason's talking about it in the chat. He says, yeah, it's animated. Pratt is Mario. He also says that Planet of the Apes with dinosaurs, Fast and Furious already went to space, and when did they go to space? When did they get an old Barracuda up in space? Anyway, I'm stoked for Fast X, and Jurassic Park isn't done. It makes too much money. Okay, well, whatever. Hey, enjoy the Fast movies. They went to space in Fast 9. Okay. Did they actually use cars? Did they use cars in outer space? I did not watch this, Jason, so I have zero clue, and I'm totally banking on your knowledge and expertise of the Fast and Furious. At this point, Jason should just jump in with us.
Just send him the link. Just get in here.
But yeah, it's Ludacris and Tyrese strapped a rocket. Oh, Jesus. They strapped a rocket to a car. Okay.
You don't
That's
even
one
have
way
to
to
finish
drift.
that sentence, and it's just horrendous.
The whole way I'm just expecting it to be like Luda. Anyway. All right. And then we have one more DC, or actually a Marvel project in November. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to be released. So, yeah. So there's a whole lot of good movies coming out.
There's a movie that's actually already been released that I haven't seen yet that I do actually kind of want to see.
The Batman?
The Lost City?
Yes to both of those, but the unbearable weight of massive talent. The Nick Cage.
Oh, yeah, the Nick Cage, where he's Nick Cage in a Nick Cage movie.
Yes, like
Nick
that one
Cage,
actually looks really good.
Nick Cage Inception. Cageception?
Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal.
There we go.
So
Cageception, trademark. I don't know how that works, but maybe. Let's see. Oh, you know what? And the only one we did not talk about that I had on my list of movies that I was kind of looking forward to. Coming out next month, May 20th, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. because one of the chipmunks is in the old animated style, and one of them's in the new like 3D imagery CGI.
Oh.
And I
Really?
think it's Andy. Yeah, they did it that way. It's like Andy Samberg got paid for like plastic surgery, so he got CGI'd. And
Interesting.
yeah, you have to watch the trailer on it. It's kind of
I know that
kind of
this
interesting.
totally does not fit to the Funny Science Fiction podcast, but I'm going to say this because in case Shane is listening, Downton Abbey: A New Era also comes out next month.
Oh golly, what a good way to go play in traffic!
Oh, it'll be so great.
I'm gonna go
I
look
actually
for
really
a board to slam my head against.
Hey, it'll keep your wife entertained for 2 hours. You'll be fine.
Well, there's that. Actually, I don't know if she actually watches Downton Abbey. Maybe she does. She might. She probably does. She likes all that Britishy stuff. If I watch Britishy stuff, it's usually got
Monty
James Bond or Monty Python in it somewhere. So there's not a whole lot of other that. All right. Very cool. So, all right. So, guys, there's a ton of movies coming out. A lot of opportunity for everybody to see something this year. If you're comfortable with going to the movie theaters. If not, a lot of them are coming out to HBO and Disney and things like that shortly after being on. And I think Nick froze up because he has been looking off to the side for a very long time.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
So, Tim makes crumpets and tea whenever he watches British TV and movies. You're darn right I do. They go great with it, James.
I could totally see you, though, Tim, in your PJs and your fluffy bunny slippers watching Keeping Up Appearances.
Pinky's out.
With your scones and your tea.
That's right. Yeah, Nick says his internet dropped and he thinks his computer is crashing. So he may or may
awesome.
He may or may not be back on. So we'll see. He's gonna try and
we will power on without him.
We'll figure it out. We have. All right. I'm not sure who Facebook user is, but he says Jared Leto sucks. And Facebook user, you're a beautiful person because, frankly, I agree with you. But all right, so
we have special news.
It's Max. Max, what's up, Max? It's Notebook and Pen Guy from Three Geeks Podcast, and Jason says that we need to start a Jared Leto hate club, and
hey, it's Nick.
He's
Testing,
back.
1, 2, 3.
3, 2, 1. We hear you.
Whoop, whoop.
We hear you.
Why can I not hear you?
Hear us.
Actually, we hear ourselves twice. So.
Do we?
Oh yeah, I hear the
Oh, I don't.
feedback through. Well.
Weird.
All right. Well, he'll come back in if he can. All right. So we've got some pretty cool news. So next week, next month, next week, whatever side of the argument you would like to be. Did he just hold up a sign like he was being held hostage?
No, he's just doing the thinky finger, and I'm laughing hysterically at things. Why is this not working?
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw something go up to the screen. Like I thought he was holding up a note, like "Help me."
So
Yes.
apparently I had the wrong volume turned down.
Oh.
So that's why it wasn't working.
Hey, but now we hear you, and you hear us.
We can hear you. All right. Okay. Let's see.
Next week, though.
Right. So next week starts Star Wars month on this show, and of course on Pop Culture Addicts as well, hosted by Kathleen and I. And we're going to talk a lot about Star Wars the next month. And in fact, we have a really special announcement of something that's going to happen on next week's live, an extended live show next week. This will not be a 1-hour show next week. This will be an extended show. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is because of this video. Excellent.
That's right. So next week, join us for our extended live show with our special guests and our dear friends, Casey, the Madman Plot, and Ben, the Hardy Healer, as John attempts to guide us like the scruffy-looking nerf herder that he is in honor of the beginning of Star Wars month, we are going to be playing the Star Wars Saga Edition RPG for Tim's first ever RPG live on the internet.
That's right.
Possibly go wrong.
Everything.
Everything.
So right now we're scheduling it for a 2-hour live unless I get killed in the first 5 seconds, and then everything's done. We're quitting right then and there.
No,
I'm kidding.
John has backup characters in case Farmer Ted dies in the first 5 seconds.
Shh. That was supposed to be. Don't give away his
Nobody's
code.
gonna get it.
Don't give away his code name. He's in hiding. He's hiding from the Empire, and you're out here just spitting out his name.
It's
He's
all
gonna
right.
be dead. He's gonna be dead
Next
by
week,
next
as
week.
I play Edna the Wookiee.
And I am going to be no, not you,
The Gungan.
the Gungan.
No, not
No, not you.
So yes, please. Please
John
join
says-
us next week for our extended live as we figure out what on earth
Yeah.
we're doing.
So yeah, John says, Kathleen, you know better than to ask what could possibly go wrong in this kind of situation. He's probably right on that one.
So many things.
So yeah, so this is a D&D inspired game. I have never played Dungeons and Dragons. I have never
But you
played
have
D&D.
click-clack math rocks now.
I do have my method. I mean, I have my rocks now. So let's see. OMG, I love you, Tim.
That would be Devin.
What's up, Devin? But yeah, so yeah, I've never played D&D. I've never played any type of tabletop RPG games. So I am going to be getting broken in hardcore next week. And yeah, I've only practice rolled my dice a couple times. I'm hoping that I can get past a 1 for initiative, and we're going to see what happens. So
You'll get all the bad rolls out eventually. And if
it's-
not, you'll realize why some of us have as many dice as we do. Because when we start disagreeing with the one that doesn't want to roll, you switch to your next D20 and see if it does any better.
It's okay, Tim. I know some people who have literally rolled bad every time it mattered.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally how it works. When the roll actually matters is when you get a 4. And then suddenly you're all dead.
So you're telling everybody what's going to happen with my game next week. Awesome. All right. Yeah. So
Happen to you, or it'll happen to Edna. And
Watch
that'll
the-
just be...
instead of watching, let the Wookiee win, it's going to be let the rookie die. Let's see. We're jumping Tim in. Yes. That's a dark world full of and falling forward is definitely a thing.
It'll be fun.
No, I'm very much looking forward to it. I've never done anything like this. John and Ben were awesome. They walked me through my character setup, helped me do all the math because let's be honest, math, even though it was simple math, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do it. It's math. And, let's see. Jason says you'll be fine, Tim. Those kind of games are a blast. And he's new to it also, which is cool. So we're hoping that if this one goes well and we all like it and we have fun, that this might be something that we can do maybe once a month, do a game with, and invite different people into the game and have different guests. And now that we know that, Jason and Devin are part of those games, hey, we got different people to invite in and have some fun with. And so lots of opportunity here for us to have, different types of content and things to be silly about and have fun with. So
as ridiculous as this is, and it's going to be fun, and I'm excited about it, and I'm excited that John gets to GM for us. What cracks me up is when in the video it says next week in some guy's garage. He's literally going to be in our garage with an Ethernet cord out the window.
Oh, that's
into
fantastic.
The garage.
That actually makes my night. I'm not even kidding. That's awesome.
Because we have to make sure that we're far enough apart so there's no audio feedback, and
True. Yeah.
he gets to be outside. But I keep telling him that I need a Nerf gun so that I can shoot out the window into the garage when he ticks me off.
Find them at your local Walmart.
I'm gonna say either that or look in your mailbox next week. I don't,
Yes, please.
All right, cool. Yeah, so tune in with us. We're gonna start our normal time, 7:00, and we're gonna go until I would assume until the game's over. I don't think we're gonna be like at 9:00.
Oh, we're starting at 7?
I thought
We're
so.
starting at 6.
I thought it was at 6 too.
Was it
I thought we
6?
were doing 6 because then if we decided to go longer, it wasn't stupid late for those who have to get up in the morning.
All right, so like I said, we're starting at 6:00 next week. Earlier start time, different start time than what I said. But yeah, so we're going from 6 to 8 next week, and that way, you're right. We did say that. So that way, if it does need to go a little bit past the 8:00, we're not keeping.
Not creeping into the old man's bedtime.
That's right. We got to keep the old man happy, and that, John, is you. We're referencing you as the old man this time. So. All right. So yeah, so that's next week, and we'll have some more information shared not only on our Facebook page for the podcast, but we'll also have it over on our Twitter page, and we'll have announcements on our Instagram page as well. So there'll be constant updates during the week as to what's going on and when our actual start time is, 6:00 Eastern next week, Monday, and all that kind of stuff. But we're really excited about this, guys. I'm actually really excited about this. I didn't think I would be this excited. And the closer we get, it's not just excitement. There's a little bit of nervous excitement.
Oh yeah.
And mainly it's the unknown, right? There's so much about this that is the unknown for me. John, let's see. Jason says John is correct. Those games don't end. And that's a great show today and a super stoked for next Monday. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Started watching Critical Role on YouTube. Fantastic channel.
That is a fantastic thing to watch on YouTube. They are a hoot and a half.
So we're hoping to be mildly entertaining, not a hoot and a half.
We're not going to be anywhere near Critical Role, but we're going to try.
I don't know.
We are going to be the Spaceballs version.
I think No, Not You is going to try really hard to make it entertaining next week. Nick has been Nick has been pre-gaming this character for a little while in the chat. So
there are things that you guys don't know yet about Edna, and I'm ridiculously excited about this.
There's things about my character I'm sure that could be there that I don't understand yet. I'm like, I have the base character, I have the form filled out. I'm like, okay, hopefully this all means a thing. And
this
that's
is
right.
very much when we need to take our information that we've learned from voice actors and from the other people that we've interviewed with improv, Tim. It is yes and. So yeah. You're just gonna, it's flying by the seat of your pants, and it'll be something.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Casey can do. He's got a million voices inside that.
And if you do something stupid, you will pay the consequences for it.
And if something...
And that's where I get scared, because I do a lot of stupid things.
If something goes horribly wrong, blame the Gungan.
I'm going to blame him anyway, because he's Gungan, so...
It wasn't me, it was No, Not You!
No, Not You! So...
All right. So last Friday, our guest was Hiro... I keep saying the last name wrong.
Hiro Kanagawa.
Kanagawa. I keep want to say.
No, don't say it.
Don't do it.
He's a longtime actor and voice actor with many credits on his IMDb resume. You may have seen and heard him in shows like the animated series Fantastic Four as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Smallville, Heroes Reborn, Altered Carbon, and Star Trek Discovery.
Hi, this is Hiro Kanagawa, and you're listening to Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
You can still find that episode of Funny Science Fiction on our YouTube channel and your favorite audio podcast providers.
And as a reminder, your subscription to our YouTube channel is a major help. So please don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons as you watch the videos. Also, this upcoming Friday, our guest is a voice actor who's had some pretty significant and recognizable roles in shows and video games that you've most likely watched or played, like Arcane, Ice Age 4, Celebrity Deathmatch, Grand Theft Auto, Fallout 76, BioShock, Star Wars The Old Republic, and I'm not going to keep reading his IMDb. It's too long.
Agreed.
Hi, this is Bill Lobley, and you're listening to the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
All right, so this Friday we'll be sharing our conversation with Bill Lobley. You may best know him as Huck from Arcane, and we talk about that show along with other voice work that Bill has done. Not to mention his YouTube channel, News Meals, how he got started with that, and why you should be following that too. So be sure to tune in this Friday, and this Friday morning you can of course watch that here on our YouTube channel, or you can listen to it on your favorite audio podcast provider. So, let's see. I bow to thee. Oh,
it's just because Tim has a way with IMDb and finding people's email addresses. It's a hidden talent.
It's a thing. Oh, hey, Michael's back. What's up, Michael? Hi,
Just
Julia.
in time for us to say that was the show.
So absolutely. So, but hey, before we do that, I got to say one more thing. Excellent. Just because I'm so excited about it, I had to play it one more time.
Can I also say that is actually my husband laughing?
Is it?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
That is actually John's
Wow.
maniacal laughter and excellent.
That John, that's actually really good. Well done, buddy.
It's terrifying.
And did he tell you that I didn't listen to instructions and I went ahead and watched it?
You put that into a chat that I was in this morning, and
yeah. Well, I didn't. Yeah, I just saw a new video and like, ooh, new video. Clicked it, and then I saw that he didn't want me to watch it for a couple of days. He shouldn't put it again. John will learn that don't put things where I can see them if you don't want me to see them.
He did have me watch that video ahead of time to make sure that it was okay and that I approved of everything, and I'm excited.
The laugh is about standards. All right, guys.
Just a normal laugh for him. What
We've had a lot of fun tonight. We've also had some confusing conversation about Moon Knight. We've talked about the movie reviews coming out, or not movie reviews, but the movies that are coming out this year that we're excited about. And of course, our show next week, our Star Wars RPG game. So
where I will be sitting so much more comfortably next week.
Probably, most likely. I would imagine so.
I hope so.
So,
I hope
all right,
so.
come back next week, 6 p.m. start. All right, guys? Thanks,
bye,
guys.
See ya.
That's going to conclude us tonight for Funny Science Fiction Podcast. If I can ever find the get out of here video. All right, here it is.
Help
Goodbye.
us!
On behalf of the rest of the hosts of Funny Science Fiction, we'd like to thank you for listening to this episode. If you'd like to be a guest on one of our future episodes, please contact us by means of our Facebook group, Funny Science Fiction. You can find us on Twitter or Instagram using the handle @FunnySci-Fi, or you can go to DraytonAllen.com and click the Contact Me link at the bottom of the page. Thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the episode.